In this Django tutorial, we will cover path converters, which are super important. I recommend paying close attention. In the previous Django tutorial, we worked on an example of dynamic routing. We had a dynamic URL called yourname. When a request was made to that URL, the welcome message function was called. Let's quickly review the previous example. First, open the command prompt to activate the web server. Navigate to your project folder. Use this command to stop the server. When a request was made to an empty row, the home function was called. For all requests except lesson and category, the welcome message function was triggered. Now let's move on and learn what a path converter is with a new example. I will modify the welcome message function, updating its name and content. Don't forget to save your changes after editing the code files. The app will still work the same way as the previous example. Next, I will add another dynamic URL to the list. This time, I will display the user's age on the screen. I am defining a new function called yourAge in the views.py. Then I send a request with a number. But wait, yourAge function didn't work. Why? It's because the yourname function is listed above it. As we learned in the last tutorial, Django checks the paths from top to bottom and calls the first one that matches. So, how we can make sure the yourAge function gets called when a number is sent? I will assign string to the yourname variable and integer to the yourAge variable. Let's test it again. Now I will send a request with a number. But even though I used a number, the yourname function was called. Why did this happen? It's because Django interpreted 20 as a string, so it didn't match the integer path. How do we fix this? Move the dynamic path for integers above the one for strings. Let's test again. When I send a string value, the yourname function is called. Now, if I send an integer, the yourAge function is called as expected. I recommend watching the next Django tutorials too.